Hey guys, this is Mav22. I'm coming to you guys with part 2 of this book review. Remember, my first video was how to discover your life's task. I gave you detailed information on how to discover that. I hope you guys did well on that. Now we're on to the next phase, and this video is called the apprenticeship. The apprenticeship, an apprentice is a kind of a mentor, your trainer, someone who shows you the ropes of the business, the ins and outs, the goods and the bads, how to make it, how to be successful. And I have 3 very important lessons for the apprenticeship. Charles Darwin, he accepted an offer to travel across the world as an unpaid naturalist. His job description was to collect life and mineral specimens and send them to England, where the scientists would examine them. During that process, he actually made a decision to leave school, to leave college, leave his parents, everything that he knew, and spend 4 years traveling next to his mentor, or apprentice, if you will. It was there that he found the mission during this journey, that he wanted to discover every single life's specimen possible, every moving thing. He wanted to examine it and learn everything about insects and things like that. That determination eventually led him to discovering the theory of evolution. Right? So let me get into my 3 points. Number 1 is observation. When you go onto this new job, you want to observe every single thing. You want to look and see everything. You want to know the rules and the procedures to your job. You want to know how the company is successful as it is, and you want to be able to know by walking in the department. You want to know all the power relationships, all the good people, the good employees, the bad employees, the lazy employees, the committed and hungry employees. You also want to know who's in control. When you find out who's the director of this company, of the job that you've accepted, look at them, examine them, see how they dress, see how they carry themselves, and try to market yourself after those important people in this department. All right. Number 2 phase is skills acquisition. This is the most critical part. This is probably the longest part, if you will. When you finally accept this job, you're going to be given a trainer or a mentor or an apprentice. They're going to sit down with you and they're going to tell you every single thing that they know. This is going to be endless repetition, where you're doing the same data entry over and over. You're probably processing the same orders over and over and over just to get familiar with the job. Your objective in this situation is to steal and imitate every single thing that you know. You're basically robbing your trainer of all of their information, and you're taking it down mentally and writing it down on a notepad. This process during skills acquisition, it can take 2 to 5 years. It can take 6 to 10 years. You want to know everything. I stress it. You want to know everything about your job. During critical situations, how do you make business decisions? Asking your mentor all types of questions so that you can be independent when doing your job. Number 3 point is experimentation. This is my last point. Experimentation is after you've learned everything that you need to know about this level 1 position. Your next phase is experimentation. You want to take on new responsibilities. The objective here is to not stop learning. Don't get comfortable with where you at. Continue to elevate your mind to want to know everything and more about your company. This eventually will expose you to important people. You'll be put into a situation to where you are making very critical decisions for the company, and this is when you know that you are on the right track. When you feel good about yourself, when you surpass your colleagues that you have been working with, that'll give you a great indication that you're moving toward mastery. And in taking on this new responsibility, there's a time sequence that is involved in this. When you learn everything, when you're doing your apprenticeship and you're learning everything, the reason it's so important to take on more responsibility is because if you if you do not elevate your knowledge, you will eventually become average. You'll become comfortable with where you're at. You don't want to elevate. You'll become lazy. You'll eventually do the minimum work that you need to do every day. So you're not being the super employee that you have set out to be. All right, guys, and those were 3 points that I gave you. The first one was observation. Making sure you view everything and everybody and learn as much as you can about the rules of the company and how they govern their business. Number 2 is skills acquisition. This is your on-the-job training. This is your practice mode. You need to steal all the knowledge from your mentor or your apprentice and surpass them. Point number 3 is experimentation. This is where let me get my notes. This is where you ask for more responsibility, which will eventually expose you to more and more opportunities, and eventually you could be you can have a power position within the company. Now, this is a long process. So I was reading more of the book, and Robert Greene advised that when you're going through this apprentice phase and you feel like you want to quit, you have to remember to trust the process. That's the most important part. Trust the process. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? This will kind of gain or retain your focus and get you back on track. You have to look at the bigger picture and ask yourself, why? Why am I in here? Robert Greene, he kind of calls this the death ground. This is when every fiber in your body wants to just quit the task, but you have to use your mental capacity and the willpower that's within you to accelerate. All right, guys, thank you so much for clicking on to my part 2 video. I don't know if there's more information that I would like to give you, because I feel like I've given you some of the best parts of the book. Just stay tuned. We'll see. Thank you, guys. This is Mav22. Remember to comment at the bottom if you're currently in your apprentice phase. Let me know how you're dealing with it, and if you have, and if you were at the point to where you wanted to quit, what did you do to keep going? Or how did you get through your death ground process? All right, guys, thank you. This is Mav22. Take care. Bye-bye.